Hi honeys, it's Michelle. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about last night's episode of 90 Day Fiance The Other Way. If you haven't seen that episode, please wait until after you've seen it to watch this video, as there will be some spoilers. Kenny and Armando. In last night's episode, we saw Kenny telling Armando that he was going to go try to set up a bank account, but he wanted to go by himself. And it was just kind of a cover. The truth was he was going to go pick up his daughters because they wanted to be there when he asked Armando to marry him. So he goes down to pick his daughters up at the airport. And while he's on his way, he's talking about the 80s and how he came out, I think he said in 88, and that so many of the people that he knew died of AIDS, and how far the gay community has come since then. And I remember all of that. Now, granted, I was a child back then, but I do remember all of those things going on. And I remember my mom my mom raised me to be very open-minded and to love people for who they are. And so I remember her educating me on what was going on and what it all meant. And to this day, it's like I just can't even imagine what it would have been like to be gay in the 80s. And I also, just thinking about Kenny and Armando and how they're trying to maneuver their relationship in a country where their lifestyle is not acceptable, and trying to get his dad to come around. It just breaks my heart. I just can't even imagine what it would be like to be in their shoes. I just get so horrified whenever I think about what it would be like to have people hate me because of how I was born. And so it just breaks my heart. You know, you can really tell with these two that they're so in love with each other. I mean, you can feel it. How anybody can't see that and celebrate it is beyond me. But anyway, so that just got me kind of emotional. It got me real warmed up, because then when they showed Kenny proposing to Armando, of course, I start crying. I got so emotional. It was tears of joy. I was just very happy for them. There's nothing like finding the one and starting your life together and getting engaged. I mean, these are all such wonderful memories, and they're going to cherish these for the rest of their lives. And then they showed his daughters and some people up on the hill up above celebrating, and it was just so epically wonderful. Epically wonderful. And I took this picture with my phone because I was just so touched by that moment. Such a beautiful moment. I love that his daughters were there. So obviously, Armando said yes. Of course. Was there really ever any doubt in your mind? If there was, shame on you. And I think watching them get engaged and just seeing how in love they were, and how happy they were in that moment. Not saying they aren't still, I'm just saying in that moment, it was a nice reminder of how beautiful and positive and happy life can be, especially in such dark times. I mean, I know they weren't going through these dark times then, but it is nice to see pure happiness, because a lot of us haven't really been experiencing that lately. So in closing, with Kenny and Armando, my big thing is just the look on Armando's face when Kenny started to go down to get on his knees and was pulling the ring out. That moment was beautiful. Brittany and Yazan. In the beginning of the episode, they show Yazan taking Brittany to a mosque, and he's showing her how to properly get clean before praying and how to pray. And it's just a nice, calm, relaxing experience. It appears. She even says that it was a really beautiful, peaceful experience. And you can tell he's just so excited to teach her his religion, and he's very proud of his beliefs. And I'm thinking as I'm watching it, okay, so maybe this could work. No. No. Then there was a commercial break and they showed the next day, or I think it was the next day later, they show the two of them in some kind of a restaurant or cafe or something. It looks like they're going to sit down and eat or have some coffee and tea or something. He tells her that she has 3 days to decide if she wants to convert to Islam. 3 days. I mean, gosh, if you count Friday, that's just a weekend. And those go by pretty fast, don't they? He says his parents need her answer before they're going to agree to the two of them being together and getting married. And that he needs his parents' approval to marry her. Then Brittany mentions that he never told her that she has to convert to Islam to get married. Oh my. It's kind of a big thing to leave out, don't you think? It's just shocking to me. I don't know if anybody here amongst all of you ever went to premarital counseling with anyone or just read some of the books or flyers about all the things you're supposed to talk about before you get married. But I feel like this is a couple that could really use that. Like just that whole long list of all the things that you really should sit down and talk to your significant other about before you get married. I just don't think they know each other that well. I just think that they're passionate about each other, but that doesn't mean that that's going to make for a good relationship. You have to be able to really talk a lot of things out and communicate with somebody to spend the rest of your life with them. Doesn't mean you can't have a fun fling or something, but I think they would both have a much happier future if they married people that were more suited for them. Tim and Melyza. I don't know what was up with the showing them last night. It felt like it was just kind of thrown in there, and I was just kind of getting warmed up, and then they just didn't show them again. So I'm not really understanding. I guess that was just a time filler for the show. I'm not sure, but basically what happened was they showed Tim and Melyza talking about how it's time to tell her dad the truth. So then they meet up with dad. They tell him the truth. Dad does not react well. And dad says, hey, I think that the healthiest thing would be for you two to split up. And then Melyza says that if she's going to try to make it work with Tim, it's going to be very difficult because both of her parents don't support the relationship any longer. And that's where they left it. And I didn't see them in previews for the next episode either, so. And I'm not sure how many episodes there are left of the show. I would think there wouldn't be too many, so it's kind of confusing. I don't know what the point in all that was. But I got the feeling that she still wants to make it work. At this point, I don't know why. She's made it pretty clear that she just doesn't trust him. And if you don't have trust, you really don't have anything in a relationship. And she seems to be aware of the fact that she's probably not going to start trusting him anytime soon. I don't think she's going to get over that. So I'm not sure why she's even entertaining the idea of making it work at this point. And I don't know why he is either. All he's doing is just sitting there crying and making excuses at this point. And I don't think that he is genuinely sorry. When you look at just the whole scenario of how the cheating happened, it sounds pretty premeditated to me. So maybe this is another relationship where they would both be happier if they just cut their losses and moved on with their lives. Deavann and Jihoon. I don't know. I guess I'm just confused, but I don't know how to feel about this. So at the beginning of the episode, It showed them moving into their new apartment, but it's only for a month. I don't know why they moved into another apartment that's just for a month. Why not just, I see, and I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's different over there, but do they not have places you can rent indefinitely? Do they not have leases out there that, maybe go for 6 months or a year? Why 1 month? Is it just a lot cheaper? I'm just not quite understanding, but, or maybe he has to prove that he has a job and he doesn't. Then they show Deavann and Jihoon with her mom and his parents and the kids all going down to this park. And it looks like a nice day. They're having this nice conversation. But then his mom makes a comment that just rubbed me the wrong way. She said, she was talking about Devon's mom and why does she keep pointing out what Jihoon did wrong? What about Deavann? And it's like, it's a great question. What about Deavann? What did Deavann do wrong? I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying she's perfect. There's probably things that we haven't seen that maybe, she's done, but what exactly are you wanting an apology for? Deavann trusting your son? Deavann trying to make it work? Yeah, I just thought that was funny that she says, why does Devon's mom keep mentioning that only Jihoon has to improve? Because he's the only one that does at this point. So, what? I don't know. Then they then they showed. I don't know. It was very confusing. I once again, I don't like the way this was edited. They showed Devon's daughter. I'm so sorry, I forgot her name. They show her kind of running off, and Deavann saying something about Jihoon, watch her or something, and she goes running off, and then everybody goes running after her, and they show Jihoon running really fast after her, and then the episode's over. So I'm not sure what is that supposed to be, a cliffhanger? I'm looking at my notes here. They show on the next episode Jihoon and Deavann sitting down arguing yet again, but we have no idea why. Did something happen to her daughter? It was just kind of a weird way to end the episode. I didn't like it, in case anybody's curious. They show Kenneth and Armando, and Kenneth is saying that he's ready to meet Armando's parents now that they're officially engaged. I agree with that. We'll see how it goes. Then they show Jenny and Sumit is saying that his parents are ready to meet with him and Jenny. I guess we'll see what happens there. And then they show Yazan telling Brittany that his parents must approve of her if they're going to get married. And then they show them getting together with his parents, but they didn't reveal what happens with that. And then they showed Ariella and Vinyam, but it was so jumbled what they showed. I really don't know what it was that I saw. Something dealing with church or something, and then her kind of going, I don't know. The previews could have been done in a better way too, in my personal opinion. It was like, is that supposed to make me want to watch the next episode? Or, of course, I'll always keep watching because Kenneth and Armando are going to be on there. But I don't know. This season is really losing me in a lot of ways. So I don't know. I don't know how many episodes we have left either. I think it's one more, but I thought this might be the last one, so I'm not really sure. Guess we'll find out. Let me know what you thought. What'd you think of these couples? Are you feeling the same way I am about this season? All right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. I love you. Bye.